It's the Joe Padula Show, Clarksville's conversation.
Absolutely.
Election 2020 update. Why did Dominion voting systems just back out of the planned appearance before Pennsylvania lawmakers? Did Georgia just get certified for Joe Biden, or did they just make a correction? It's crazy. And what is going on, and what is going to happen now in Wisconsin as they have to recount their votes? I got the latest that America needs to know. Also, why did the 30-year-old South Carolina man kill his 18-year-old roommate and attempted to blame it on his 19-year-old pregnant wife? Melissa Marquez of Crime 411 has more. Hey, if you get arrested for hosting a Thanksgiving dinner with 8 or more people, man, this is in Nashville. Yeah, well, we're going to find out about that when we know our rights, know your options with LawyerWayne.com. Plus, also, what are the best ways to engage, encourage, and empower our youth? Coach Chestnut has a vision. Plus, should you be scuba diving? Sam from Waterdog Scuba Safety thinks so. Hashtag meeting Clarksville. And, no, I think that's it. Yeah. That's about it for today. It's Friday. So we got this and so much going on here on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.
He doesn't wonder what it's like on the ground in Afghanistan. He's been there, serving our country and defending Lady Liberty.
Absolutely.
It's the Joe Padula Show, Clarksville's conversation.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Joe Padula. And this former soldier with the 2nd Brigade Combat Team Strike, 101st Airborne Division Air Assault, is ready. I'm ready for some real talk. I'm ready for some real facts. I am ready for your real opinions. And I'm definitely ready to party with a purpose. Absolutely. Woo! Yeah, Ric Flair. Woo! Bay, can you do a Ric Flair?
Yay.
Yay! It's Friday, Bay. Yay! Yes. What's up, Lawyer Wayne? What are you drinking?
Truly.
Truly?
Wild berry.
Yeah, I got the black cherry.
Yeah.
Never took a black cherry before. What's up, Coach Chestnut?
What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm breathing. I can't complain.
Got a silly Yankee shirt on, huh?
Hey, it's all New York, baby. It's all New York.
No, let's go Mets.
No, definitely
The Yankees.
Oh, you wouldn't wear a Mets? That's not old New York?
not. You know why I wouldn't wear no Mets.
Oh, why?
You wear Mets because you're from Jersey. That's why you wear Mets.
I love the Mets.
Exactly.
I became a Mets fan because my father, he was a New York Giants fan, right? Remember, Brooklyn Dodgers, New York Giants, right? New York Yankees. Well, Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Giants, they moved West Coast. L.A. Dodgers, San Fran Giants, right? Well, my father was a National League guy. Now he had no National League team to root for.
You had to pick and choose.
So here comes the Mets. Meet the Mets. Greet the Mets.
We know that the Yankees run New York City, and as ragged as the New York Knicks are, they still run New York City. And the second-class team is the Mets, and the second-class team in New York is the Nets.
Yeah, well, I was a New Jersey Nets fan because, I lived in Jersey. I loved
They got a
watching
nice
them.
stadium and all, but they're still the second-class citizens.
All right.
That's like
Jeez,
saying the
okay.
Clippers are better than the Lakers. It's never going to happen.
And there's our extent of the sports coverage for the day.
Absolutely.
What's up, Melissa Marquez?
Hey, Joe.
Good to see you.
Always good to see you.
Crime 401.
Growing fast.
I learned a lot about this story.
It's awful.
This is crazy.
It's crazier than you think.
Yes, agreed. I got a lot of questions. Maybe you got a lot of answers.
I hope so.
Sam, what's up, Sam?
What's cracking, baby? How
you
you
doing? All right, it's good to see you, Sam.
Alive and well, likewise.
Scuba diving, huh?
Oh, nothing but.
You love it.
Love it. I live for
It's
it.
life.
It's what I do.
Right. And now you guys got classes.
Oh, we got classes.
Yeah.
Classes never stop. Classes go year round.
Beginners, experts, it doesn't matter, right?
Everybody and anybody.
Intern Shane, you got to go scuba diving.
It sounds fun.
Yeah, you got to do it.
I want to go. I can't even swim, though.
Oh, we'll teach you.
You could breathe.
You don't know how to swim, really?
No.
All that issue be getting
I didn't know how to
yourself
swim when I started.
How do you not know how to swim?
I panic in deep water. I just can't breathe. I just panic and I can't catch my breath and then I sink.
Well, this time you'll have a big tank full of air and like
Yep.
a thing that goes to your face.
Right.
I've never done it, but I hear that's the advantage.
It's
So
definitely a
point.
plus,
you'll be
right?
good.
Yeah.
You got flippers and everything.
Yeah.
Hey, can you swim?
Yeah.
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 When's the last time you went swimming? Do you remember?
Well, probably like a year or so.
Really? I didn't think you was gonna say that recent.
That's hot tubs count. Does that hot tubs count as swimming?
Sure.
Depends on how big. It's got to be big enough.
You got a scuba hot tub?
You know what I was doing? I was in the middle of a burp.
I didn't know what was going on. I didn't hear,
Hot tub.
like, what's happening?
Election 2020 update. Why did Dominion voting systems just back out of the planned appearance before the Pennsylvania lawmakers? Plus, also, in Georgia, did they just get certified votes for Joe Biden, calling that state, or did they just make a correction? And what is going to happen now in Wisconsin as they now have to recount their votes? Yeah, I got the latest that America needs to know. Now on the Joe Padula Show, absolutely make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, click like, leave your comments. Definitely help us out because we know we're going to get shadow banned. And share this video now. All right. Yep, we are now 2 weeks and 3 days following the election night.
Okay.
It's still going. Still going. But, Coach, you said no, it's over, huh?
It's a wrap. Let's move on.
Why do you say it's a wrap? Move on.
Because I'm tired of talking about it.
I know why you're tired of. We're all tired of talking about it.
I think we're at the point now where no matter, there's no proof of widespread voter fraud.
Oh, I beg to differ, though. And obviously, you don't watch the show.
There's no proof of widespread voter
But
fraud. Hang on,
I could bring that up again.
And then even the things that they're finding are not going to make a difference in the total amount of votes overall. So
Oh, you definitely don't listen to the show.
I listen to the show.
Oh.
And Biden's still going to be president. And
That may be the fact, or it may not be. But the constitutional process has to take place.
I do.
Right.
That should continue.
Right.
I just hate that we keep reporting on it.
Well, here's my question. Where do you watch your news? Where do you get your news from?
It depends all sources. I may watch CNN. I may watch Fox. I may watch Yahoo. I may watch C-SPAN.
That answers my questions. This corporate media news stuff is the worst. They're all on the same page.
Well, that's why I have to get a variety of a little bit of everything.
No, like everyone that you just said, all reports the same thing. Like we have clips
No, they
of them
are
saying
conflicting.
words that are like, I don't know, words of the day or whatever they have.
Talking points, they're called.
Talking points, you know.
Name a news media outlet that don't have conflicting stories.
Let's. Well, Newsmax is new up and coming. You check that out. It's free.
It's still conflicting. I think everyone, even though it's news, they're still going to push their own point of view.
Of course, but it's these independent broadcasters or even just YouTubers who are out there doing their thing, who aren't controlled by a paycheck. You know, because one underlining thing is all those media outlets that you mentioned, they all get a paycheck from somewhere up front, up in the
based on
corporate.
advertising.
You know, like take Fox News being owned by Disney, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? It plays a role in the way they broadcast. Like they had this one guy who was reading the teleprompter, and he said something, and he goes, I don't agree with that, but it was just in the teleprompter, so I had to say it. Like live on the air.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, my dear God.
So, I mean, it's all crazy stuff. But that's why I like the fact that we're allowed to be here and take whatever information that we get and receive and see and lay it out there and go over it.
So I look at it like this. I go through several different news outlets. I may read articles on Medium. I may find something, or even my students find things. I have students that are very opinionated. It's funny because some vote, not voted, but some of them went for Biden, some went for Trump. They're not even old enough to vote.
Right.
But they're very actively involved. And just the totality of the information that I've been privy to, the outcome is not going to change. So as a country, I think it's time for us to move forward and focus on what we're going to do
But
next.
how do you know the outcome's not going to change? Is that because what media told you?
I'm going by the data that is shown.
Because I'm going by Constitution.
I understand that.
Right.
So you think that the outcome is going to change?
There is no outcome at the moment.
Okay, so right now,
Media-
projected. Biden
Projected by who?
Media.
Media.
That's true.
Media does not call elections.
And that is true. But by the data that's been shown, do you think that Biden's not going to be the president?
I can't make that call right now.
Right. But I'm just asking your opinion. In your opinion,
once these, I can't make that call right now because, like I
you
said,
have an opinion about
we're
it.
talking. Yeah, my opinions are based on the facts. Like take Pennsylvania. What's going on with Pennsylvania? All right, you got 20 electoral college points up for grabs. So in Pennsylvania, you have like 3 different scenarios going on. One is the Dominion voting systems. Okay, so there is that legal action going on where this system with the Venezuela and the software, Softmatic, and everything that's going on there, and the votes going outside of the country to Germany and Barcelona. I mean, that's where our votes are being counted through this machine.
It's ridiculous.
Like in this Canadian company, okay, I have no idea why they're even allowed to be running elections here when they send votes outside of our borders to be counted.
my better question is, why do we wait till now to find this out? Like, this should have never been approved in the beginning.
Here's
I
the
said the
thing.
same thing.
In 2019, you had Democrats saying Dominion's no good.
I don't even think it matters whether you're a Democrat or Republican. Well, it does not matter whether you're a Democrat or Republican. This should have never happened in the first place.
The state of Texas, they did a lot of investigation. They said, not in our state. We're not having these machines.
So with all this being said,
But that's one thing in Pennsylvania.
right, I think that we're at the point now where it need to be a universal voting system. Obviously, even though each state has entitled to their own rights and obligations and constitution, at this point, it is too much confusion on what day you can vote, what day you can't vote, when they certify, when they're not certified, how long does a absentee ballot valid for, what day can you still receive, and what day can you? We're at the point where it probably should be universal across the board, so no one is guessing.
Hang on a second.
Sure.
Just take a little aside here. Here's the problem that people are going to have with that. First off, you'd have to amend the Constitution, which is a whole different thing. But let's imagine that we did. That means that the Trump administration would have run the elections. I mean, if we say we're going to have federal oversight of running of the elections, that means Trump and his folks would be running the elections right now. And that's the thing we don't want. We don't want the sitting president to have control over the actual elections.
I
we
like
want
that
the
the
states to
states-
decide.
I like that.
That's just I get where we say, man, I wish it was the same. You know, you move from Kentucky to Tennessee and it's all different. So there's disadvantages to that, but the problem is allowing the sitting president and his administration to facilitate the elections has problems.
I'm not saying they facilitate, but what is so difficult about states coming together and agreeing that on this day we're going to start early voting?
They could.
On this, it's not. It's 2020. We can
I
put
agree
people
with
in the
you.
mood.
Well,
and we
then
can
you
go
would have
every-
to have governors coordinating
Yeah.
that.
Right, but I don't disagree.
Right.
I agree.
That's
with
a
you
good-
saying.
that's a good idea.
I agree,
I
with
agree
100%.
with that.
But why can't we agree on something like that? In 2020, you're trying to tell me that as a United States of America, we can send our soldiers over to foreign land, right? But we can't come up with a system that all states buy into a memorandum of understanding that on this day we're going to start early voting. On this day, we're going to end early voting. On this day, absentee ballots need to be done. I don't see why this cannot happen.
Melissa?
Like every state follows the same protocol. Not necessarily saying that the government is going to run the election, but just that every state follows the same protocol so that there's no confusion and that it's crystal clear as to what the process is.
They could.
I don't
There's-
think
and
you'll
there's
get
an-
states on board, though.
Well, there's some examples of states getting on board with that kind of stuff, right? Like the child support system. Most states have signed on to somewhat similar rules for enforcing child support from state to state, for example. Child custody jurisdiction. Which state should handle deciding? I know a lot about child custody stuff, obviously.
LawyerWayne.com.
Yeah. So it's not inconceivable that somebody could propose a law and here's how you run an election. And states do. They look at other states. You know, you're the guy running the elections in Texas or something. You look at other states. But you get some places like Texas and you say, well, these guys are using these voting machines. Like I don't know anything about the voting machines, but apparently Texas didn't like them and said, we don't trust these. We're going to do our own thing.
Well, that's the thing. Why we can't agree on a machine?
Yeah.
In this day and age, look at what we're talking about, right? This is what we're talking about: voting machines.
Voting machines.
And why governors can't come together and agree on a date to vote, but yet we all can agree to activate National Guard service members and send them anywhere in the world. You see what I'm saying?
This,
I agree.
This concern of yours, Coach Chestnut, is playing out in Pennsylvania as we speak, where state legislators there, in 2019, they created the law that on Election Day, it has to be by 8 p.m. where the votes come in. Boom. Okay? So COVID happens. The Supreme Court of Pennsylvania says you can take longer, right? So here's the problem. The Supreme Court of Pennsylvania does not create laws. They would have to have the state legislator create that law. So what's happening now is those 600,000 votes that came afterwards are about to be thrown out, which changes everything for Pennsylvania.
Maybe.
Potentially. That's one of the things on the board.
And I'm no election lawyer, but there's a lot of lawyers that I read their blogs and stuff, and apparently that case is going to be an absolute mess because if they throw out the votes that came in late, right, which it looks like there's a pretty good case for doing, then I don't know what Pennsylvania's going to do.
They almost have to revote.
So,
Well, it goes down then to the legislators vote.
the vote. Well,
If you're talking about 600,000, they would have to revote.
So one question would be how many of those votes? Because a lot of the late votes came in for Biden. In fact, I think Pennsylvania, as of the day of voting, was pretty much for Trump, and then all the votes that came in afterwards
By 800,000.
were for vote. So it
Ridiculous.
would swing Pennsylvania. Now, I don't think Pennsylvania alone is enough to win Trump the presidency at this point.
No.
So even if
No,
they won
no, right.
Pennsylvania, as he said, there may be problems. Pennsylvania may flip for Trump, but even if it does, as he said, you just have to flip some other states, and I don't know if that's going to happen. Georgia finished their recount, right?
Yes.
I did see that, and they upheld it for Biden.
Well, here, let me give you the update. I heard what the news media told you, okay?
Right.
But here's what's really going down in Georgia.
Okay, tell me what's really going down.
Here's what's really going down in Georgia, I do
Georgia.
declare.
They find some more votes.
So, Georgia's
Again.
top election officials said today that they will certify that Joe Biden won the state's presidential election after
Okay.
a hand tally stemming from a mandatory audit. It wasn't even an audit; it was a recount. They wanted an audit. There's a difference between an audit and a recount. That's another thing the media sucks at this. Like that's a wrong statement right there.
What is the difference?
A recount,
You actually count it. Audit is a checks and balances. For
right, where you have somebody overseeing.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
So the Georgia election office, well, they kind of stumbled a little bit on what they said there, where they prematurely announced that certification was complete, while only unofficial results remained on the public website. So 40 minutes after we heard Georgia's confirmed for Biden, well, the Secretary of State's office corrected its news release and said that the results would be released later. Sorry, we can't release them yet. Now the numbers. Now in the end, Biden currently has a 12,000 vote, pretty much 12,000 vote out of a 5 million cast over Trump, and so they're saying that the governor Brian Kemp has until 5 p.m. Saturday to certify the state's slate of 16 presidential electors. So what you heard is not accurate. All right, and that's another thing. And media is trying to present things to seem that they are more powerful than that they really are, where they are calling for things. We got to look into the legality. That's something I'm learning a lot about this year, is learning about the legalities of what goes on in an election.
Not just that, but how you could, and Laura Wayne could attest to this, you could have a law written, but two people may interpret it completely different.
Right.
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 And now what do you do, right? And
Goes to court.
Right. When it comes to the media, and I'm not knocking your source or any
Yeah.
other source, but your media that you watch can be just as biased as the one that I watch. I don't trust any of them, really, to be quite honest with you, but I do take note from all different areas, and then I have to make a final decision on what I believe.
Well, my searches are beyond media, where I go into their state laws and their state government websites, where it brings you to here is Section 4. This is what it means. This is what it says.
That's what I'm talking about. So
Right.
you have the written law, right?
Right.
But
my interpretation of reading.
And I'm not
that.
saying you interpret it wrong.
No, I hear you.
But if you got somebody, Laura Wayne, he's going to read it. He's going to read it.
Yeah.
An interpretation on a whole nother level that we're not, because we're laymen and he's an expert.
And
of
I got
the
time
law.
to sit around like today. Well, we'll talk about it later. I'm actually sitting there. Somebody will quote someone. I'll actually go sit down and read the actual law. Who's got the, other than a lawyer that sits in an office all day reading laws, take a lunch break and read some extra laws for fun? Who's got the time to sit down and actually read that stuff? Nobody. The worry is that when you watch the media, and I think a lot of people come to understand this, that the reporters also don't do that. Right?
Exactly.
They ain't got the time to do
They
that.
just
And their
report.
goal is not to inform the public or to educate the public. Their goal is to sell advertising.
Hence why when that thing's come in the teleprompter,
Yeah.
and
They're
the
gonna-
guy
they're gonna
reads
read what
it,
their boss
and he
tells them to
goes,
read.
"I don't agree with that, but I just read it on the
And then,
teleprompter."
they play an ad and they move on to the next story.
I think we're at the point, though, where President Trump has to ask himself, is something going to change? And if
Well,
it-
why didn't Al Gore ask himself that after
we're not-
39
this
days?
is- this is-
Do you know what I mean?
I understand that, but that's then. I'm talking about now. I'm talking about President Trump himself.
Reverse the roles.
I understand that, but
Right.
listen what I'm saying. At this point, President Trump had to ask himself, is this situation going to change? And if not, how do I move this country forward for the betterment of the country? You understand what I'm saying?
I think Trump's going to do the same thing as Gore did.
Oh, no
He's
doubt.
going to let it play out in court.
No doubt.
And then hopefully he comes out with a statement like Gore. I strongly disagree with the court's decisions, but they've made their decision, and for that reason, I am not the president.
But we all
Constitutionally, you gotta let the legal process take place.
Oh, I'm not
Who
saying.
knows what he ends
I'm,
up
I'm not saying
sleeving
to
anyway.
stop the legal process.
Right.
Well, what I am saying is, I think we all could agree that some of this is posturing because we still have a runoff to be done in Georgia.
Yes,
You know what I'm
there are
saying?
still
So-
things in play right now.
So I think we just need to be, us here, we're talking about on a regular basis. The other problem is the people who probably are not as engaged, they're getting frustrated, and you got people starting fighting. You got Trump supporters and Biden. Now they pulling guns. They're doing all this, and they still got to do a runoff. You know what I'm saying? This is bigger than the president. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, a lot of times, we'll see people go vote for the president race, and they just skipped over the Senate race, the congressman.
My question about that is these ballots, especially a lot of the ones that are coming in here, okay, are just for president
Yes.
and nothing down ticket.
That's my point. It happens.
That's some sketchy stuff.
No.
That happens a lot.
Especially, you should see the ones that are printed.
Listen to what I'm telling you.
Oh, I'm listening to what you're telling me, Coach, and it's not making much sense.
I understand, but what I'm trying to tell you is a lot of people don't even get engaged in the local races, and all they want to do is vote for the president and they move on. I know,
Coach, do you
a
know
lot
of the
people-
candidates at the local races that these recounts have flipped?
I understand that.
Do you know what I mean? Like the
Right.
one guy they found in just take a little city council election, okay? And the guy got I'm sorry, I tried my best and everything. They did a recount, and they called, hey pal, congrats.
Really?
You know what I mean? And that's just one small example.
Right.
And that's not a signal that things are terrible or
Yeah.
things are wrong.
It's not
Recounts
systemic.
happen all the time,
Right.
and it
No,
feels-
but it's a good thing
But what
that
it
they
is-
did some recounts and looked into it.
I wish
'Cause
we'd
what-
just count it right the first time.
But what is not unusual is that a lot of people just vote for the presidential race and they don't even touch the lower level voting races. They literally don't. They don't even
That's an opinion. That's not a fact.
say what? No?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
you say what?
Definitely.
That does happen a lot.
I have not seen the numbers on those.
Yeah.
Okay,
I need,
can I pull the numbers because I haven't sat down and did it? But
Right.
if you go by the people that I spoke to just in the last 8 years, they have admitted it. They didn't even vote for the other races.
Why
They just-
not? What was
because-
their reasons for not?
Number one, they never even people don't even know who they city council person were. They don't
Yeah.
even know who the people are.
Well, shame
They
on you guys if you don't know who you're.
It's
right,
happened.
right.
They definitely don't even know who their senator is or their congressman. They don't even know what district they're in.
People, when you vote,
That's sad.
vote educated.
Right. That's what
Do
we
your research.
That's what we expect. What I'm saying is, on a larger scale, most people do not really vote on a lower or local races. If it's a presidential, look how many people vote in a presidential race year compared to mid-year.
I have to strongly disagree with you. When people vote, I do agree that they don't vote educated all the time. But if they do vote, they're going to vote down ballot Just R, D,
That
D,
is
D.
also true by party.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Let's be clear.
Those are the
I believe
educated.
there's a-
Those are the people who
No, there's people that just go D, 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 D.
Right.
R,
Those
R,
are
R,
people
R.
who going to stay party lines, right?
And both of you are obviously right. No doubt he knows people that will vote for president and nothing else.
I know that, of course.
100%. How many people? I don't know. Is it a sign that there's something weird going on in an election? I don't know about that either, especially in this election. This election is a little exceptional. Had a really big voter turnout for the presidential election.
Right.
I think Trump got more votes this time than he got last time, and Biden got more votes than that. So
Which, if
Just
you
gotta
believe that,
just got to make sure
allegedly,
for
allegedly.
for this election and
yeah.
future elections.
very enthusiastic.
Legit legal votes across the board.
If you bother
Because
voting,
people
look down
are
the ballot.
people already have lost faith in the system itself, and that sucks. As we mentioned this on the show, that will discourage people going out and voting for local elections or what have you.
Absolutely.
When they're just like, you know what, screw it.
I will say we got 2.5, 3 years to really push our senators and our congressmen and our governor to come up with a uniform plan where states can have a memorandum of understanding of how they're going to handle the voting process. Like you said, we don't want to put it in the hands of the federal government, but there's no reason if they meet up and do all these retreats together all the time at golf clubs.
I'm sure we know
right?
what's on those retreats.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At some point in time, we got to do some work, right? And we, as citizens, as registered voters, we're going to have to hold our congressmen, our senators, and our governors accountable, so we can come up with a memorandum of understanding where yes, is a uniform way of voting.
You know
So
what?
if the
I
people
learned in
power are,
Wisconsin, okay, where I like this, where they have these voter ID laws, very strict, okay, identification, and especially even with absentee ballots, where you have to have your identification with your ballot.
Okay.
Which
You know, you have to take a
should
picture.
always be the case.
Right. Like, I personally don't understand how any other state could have it any other way.
I agree. It doesn't make
Unless
any
they
sense.
want corruption. You know what I mean?
New York, my brother didn't have to show ID.
If you don't want to enforce an ID law, then you are promoting the corruption within your elections. So take note of that too. Whoever promotes no voter ID laws, and look for the trigger words racist. It's racist. I don't know how it's racist.
It's not.
Okay, but that's the argument. But you're right. I mean, stronger voting regulations and laws and more people on the same page. I hear you.
I just think this is the last thing that we should have to argue about in 2020.
Oh, you ain't
know what I'm
kidding.
saying? There's no
how
reason.
can we be arguing about this? But I'll tell you how.
There's no reason why they could not have solved this by
Because
now.
you want people out there to enable voter fraud.
I agree. I do not disagree with you.
Philadelphia, Detroit, Chicago. These are some of the dirtiest politics ever. Historically.
See, I have a problem with that because politics is dirty. Politics is dirty
I'll
right here in
tell-
Clarksville.
No,
Dirtier, though.
Like take
Ain't no dirtier. Dirt is dirt.
Take Philadelphia, and these are facts. You know, busing everyone from Camden, New Jersey.
That happens right here in Clarksville.
Of course, and that's terrible.
It is.
And that's where you don't have identification, matching address, matching your name, matching your register. Okay, go in the booth. And that's a problem.
I don't see how they could do it any other way than having your ID.
I know.
It just makes
but
no sense.
There's these states that say, no. And look at the states that are Democrat ran.
Of course they are.
I know. Why? Because come on in. We don't care. You can vote.
Exactly.
But then we don't know, and then we don't trust the system. But I hear you. All right, let's move forward.
Died in 77. Come on in.
Bay.
Come on
Can you
in and
make
vote.
sense of this all?
Heck no, look at him.
He voted for Pedro. He voted for Wiki Good.
Wiki.
Wicked good. All right. Coming up, let's move forward. Because this is a hell of a story that Crime 401 has just released on their YouTube channel. Like, why did the 30-year-old, the South Carolina man, kill his 18-year-old roommate and then attempted to blame it on his 19-year-old wife who was pregnant? Melissa Marquez of Crime 401, she's got more. Next on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.
Salutations! This is Casey Bryant with Local Clarksville. Don't forget to download our app to find local places to eat, shop, and play. You're listening to The Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.
Aloha, Clarksville! Come surf the flavor wave of Chemo's authentic Hawaiian dishes and signature handcrafted cocktails. While here, you'll experience Chef Gracie's fine dining with a relaxed feel of aloha right here in Middle Tennessee. Catch the wave.
Chemo's Hawaiian Bar and Grill is located at 125 Franklin Street, downtown Clarksville. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 9. Happy hour, 2 to 5. Weekends, 11 to 11. And now Sunday, 10 to 3, is the Chemo's, Mimosas, and More Brunch. Find out more at chemosHawaiian.com and order takeout or delivery while there. Absolutely.
Waterdog Scuba Safety. There's a whole world to discover underwater, and at Waterdog Scuba Safety, they're here to help you explore it. Veteran and locally owned, and whether you're already an expert diver or beginner seeking adventure, Waterdogs offers private and scheduled dive trainings for all ages. Get those kids, but no dogs. Go check out their Facebook page. Look at their underwater videos. 681 North Spring Street, downtown Clarksville. Go say hello to Rich and Cecil and the team at Waterdog Scuba Safety. The following is a paid advertisement for legal services.
Hello, Clarksville. Lawyer Wayne here. Yes, I am a real lawyer, and yes, I have 9 kids. Do you know what the number one complaint about lawyers is? It's not how much they cost or even how good a job they do. It's that they don't return phone calls. Well, if you go to lawyerwayne.com, I've got my cell phone number on there. You put it in your phone, and if you need a lawyer, text me. You can come down to my office at 120 South 2nd Street. We can talk about your case. I offer free consultations. Know your rights, know your options. LawyerWayne.com.
This is Lawyer Wayne. Check me out at LawyerWayne.com and check me out on TikTok at Lawyer Wayne. And you're listening to The Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.
We're up.
Why did the 30-year-old South Carolina man kill his 18-year-old roommate and attempted to blame it on his 19-year-old pregnant wife? Well, Melissa Marquet of Crime 411, she's got more now on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, click like. Definitely help us out and share this video now. All right, Melissa Marquet.
Hey, Joe.
How you doing?
I am good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad.
Happy
Not
Friday.
bad. Yeah, Friday. We bring you in on Fridays for Crime 411.
That's right.
Well, you ditched last week.
You had a gig, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
You ditched.
I know. And
Blaming me.
and I didn't tell Coach Chestnut either.
Nope.
No, did you show up?
Drove all the way across. That was 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, my bad.
That's not cool, Joe.
No, I told you in advance last week, right? Yeah,
but
the week prior I screwed up.
Yeah.
That's funny. And he drove here.
Yeah.
And Wes Foster was
Yeah.
like, I think Coach is here.
No.
Damn it. I go, damn it.
Poor Coach.
Yeah, I had a gig. But all right, this story right here. Let me get the people up on the board.
Yeah, this one's weird.
Yeah, this one. There's the individuals we're talking about here.
Classy folks that they are.
All right, so let me just. So what we're looking at is the guy got convicted, the murderer, right?
Yep.
South Carolina. Everyone knows where that is, right?
It's right below North Carolina,
South
right?
Kakalaki.
Right below it, Lawyer Wayne.
Yeah. I know.
Like immediately.
Geography.
Well, the man was convicted of killing his teenage roommate and disposing of the body. He's been sentenced to 60 years in prison.
Yes.
Now, I got a couple questions about that also.
Me too.
So the guy, Christopher Allen Holford, okay, he's now 33 years old, and he pleaded a guilty plea last week.
Yeah, November 13th. Well, he was sentenced on the 13th.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to the murder and possession of a weapon during a violent crime. So back in February of 2018, this kid, Austin Tyler Steele, 18 years old, he's in the middle if you're looking at the on the video feed. So he died at the age of 18. Okay, so the then 30-year-old back in the day, Holford and Steele, they lived in this mobile home near Lancaster.
Yes, it was Austin's mobile home. He had lived there. I don't know why he was there by himself because he was autistic. I don't know how he was, maintaining every day. But he allowed Holford and Duncan to move in with him.
Okay. Now, from what I understand, this mobile home was on the property of a big house, okay, in the back of the big house. And it's a mess.
My dear God, wasn't it though? Did you see the
A
photos?
mess, yeah. Check out the video on Crime 401. The link is in this feed here. But the two were living there together, along with Holford's 19-year-old wife, Brandy Nicole Faye Duncan.
Yes.
All right. And it doesn't look like a big place whatsoever.
No, it's tiny.
All right.
And hoarded. I mean,
So Holford, this guy's a Missouri felon, okay, with weapons and receiving stolen property convictions, along with drug violations dating back to 2005.
And a sex offender.
Yeah, in 2011, he was convicted of molesting a female minor while in Missouri. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison in 2011, also for drugs. He then moved to Florida, where he had to he registered as a sex offender for the child molestation conviction. And then in 2017, that's when he moved to Lancaster, South Carolina. So the girl that we mentioned, Brandy Nicole Faye Duncan, she was convicted in 2017 in Lancaster, South Carolina, for assault and battery. I don't know what it was. She did 30 days in jail. I found her on Facebook, too.
Of course you did.
And then. Now, in February 2018 now. So Holford and Brandy Duncan there, they got married in February.
A few days before this murder.
Right. And so the married couple's living with Tyler Steele.
Not just living with. So Brandy was having a sexual relationship with each of them. And then there was a separate sexual relationship between Austin and Holford.
No.
Yes.
How can you confirm that?
Because it was in the paperwork that I read about the sentencing.
So nonetheless, so that they were doing things.
They were doing things, lots of things. God only knows who she was pregnant by.
It was
Oh.
You see where I'm going?
Oh.
Yeah.
She could have two babies at the same time, right?
So
And she had twins.
now in February of 2018,
Double up.
Steele had been seen for about 3 or 4 weeks, but had not been officially reported missing. Now Tyler Steele's aunt, she was quoted that they had not heard from him in like 3 to 4 weeks. They feared the worst because he was hanging out with a rough crowd. I'm guessing she was assuming that Holford and Duncan was a rough crowd. The aunt said, I tried to tell him you don't need to be around them. He got all in his head. I'm grown up. You can't keep me here. So he moved out on his own. So now in March of 2018, a tip to police came in from an acquaintance of the victim, and the suspect, the officers arrived to the property over there at 1838 High Point Circle in Lancaster. And the location was that single-story home that we were talking about. A mobile home was behind it. And they searched the property and found Steele's remains. Like a human torso.
Yeah, which was stabbed and burned.
Without the limbs. And they found that buried on the property. A human skull was found outside.
They buried the body. They buried the torso under a dead dog.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Bones were found in a burn barrel. More bones were found in a box under the mobile home on the property, and under various items under the property as well, which was, they said a bunch was in garbage bags. They found rats were crawling all over the porch and around the sides of the house. Also found an axe, broken sword, and knives were found in the mobile home.
Wow.
Now, some details about the murder itself and the dismembering will blow your mind.
Okay.
Blow it.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Okay.
Because I want to get to the murder part when we get to the trial part.
Okay.
So we yeah. But remember how he said there was a tip that came in and the cops went out to go investigate? Get this, and tell me if I'm right or wrong on this, Melissa Marquet of Crime 401. Right before that tip came in, Brandy, who's pregnant, was in the hospital and a nurse at the Spring Memorials Hospital called police when she saw Holford hitting his pregnant wife and tried to push her out of the hospital bed. The wife allegedly was in the hospital because he beat the crap out of her.
Which, of course, affected her pregnancy.
And his wife, Brandy, Nicole Faye Duncan there, she told the nurse that she was, quote, scared of Holford and that he committed acts of violence towards her. And he's a killer. He's a killer. She kept saying several times to the nurse. She then said that Holford was holding onto her license, social security card, birth certificate, a cell phone, and she asked about a restraining order. Why? Why would he hold on to stuff like that? Is that
Control.
Is that a control thing?
Sure. Absolutely. Of course it is.
Right. She can't go nowhere. She can't call no one. Okay. Now, police found that Holford had in his bag at the hospital several cell phones, 4 knives. He told the cops, though, that his knives, this is according to the report, that he and Brandy used those knives to eat with.
Interesting.
Sure.
All
They eat a lot of steak. They like to bring their own knives.
Yeah.
A lot of fancy cheese.
So he was arrested for domestic violence at the hospital in March, that Thursday in March in 2018. He was later charged with the murder and the killing of 18-year-old Austin Steele, who would have turned 19 on that Friday. Holford was also charged with illegal possession of prescription drugs. Do you know what his first charge was, though? According to the report, failure to register as a sex offender.
Mm-hmm.
So
when Duncan got...
She was also charged.
She was.
She was charged with...
helping to...
cover up the crime.
Cover up the crime, yeah. But when she got out of the hospital, went to her grandmother's house and told her grandmother that Holford had murdered Austin. That was the tip.
Oh, so the grandma did the call.
So the grandmother, yeah.
So, okay, so the tip that came in from the cops. Okay, so she's going to the hospital because she got
Total violation of grandparent-grandchild privilege.
Oh, is that
a thing?
Apparently not.
Apparently not.
So grandma was the tip.
She was the tip.
Just the tip.
Now, how about the fact that the day that they murdered Austin, a few hours before they murdered him, Chris Holford called his brother, Jeff Holford, and told him in detail what he was planning to do and that he was going to kill Austin. You would think that the brother would have called the police, but no, he didn't, right? So they murder him, and a few hours later, they video chat. Chris and Duncan video chat with Chris's brother to show him Austin's body. Still doesn't call it into police.
So brother privilege still works.
So the brother didn't say anything.
Nope.
Did he tell the brother why he was going to do this?
No motive was given.
Right.
And then the next day, and so Brandy Duncan, they shot him in the throat.
Right.
Right. She stuck a drinking straw in his throat to try and stop the bleeding and tried to convince Holford to throw his body somewhere and call 911 so that he could get help, so that he wouldn't die. But this is what she says anyhow. But he wouldn't do that. He bled out. And then the next morning...
Yeah, he survived the night.
He survived the night like that somehow. Probably because she stuck a straw in his throat. I don't know. And the next day...
Straw.
He just said, he's like, I'm going to dismember his body. But now this is crazy. He said, I've never dismembered a body sober before. How many bodies have you dismembered? Right?
That's crazy.
He's like, I need you to give me money so I can go get alcohol because I've never done this sober. So she gives him money to go get drunk so that he can dismember this body.
Do you know what they do for a living?
Probably nothing. I have no idea.
Okay. Just asking.
Yeah, no, I didn't say.
Right.
But so she gives him money to go get drunk so that he can dismember the body.
Okay.
She cleans out the area where they're going to burn the torso.
Oh, she's an accomplice.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
She was in the video laughing on the video chat.
I'm canceling my friend request.
Yeah, you don't want none of that. I mean, yeah, you don't want that. But
Show a dater.
now think about that. If this guy's brother had called police, there's a good chance that kid would still be here.
Yeah. I would say a higher chance than almost a guarantee. Right?
So how is he not in jail?
And check this out too. Now, back to Holford there, who's now in prison. Okay, made statements to police from letters sent from jail. Initially denied involvement.
Yeah, he blamed his wife.
And blamed his wife for the slaying, but later admitted to killing the kid and covering up the crime. He allegedly signed one of these letters. Did you see this?
Hatchet, right? Or
Hatchet
something?
Man.
Hatchet Man, yeah.
What?
So I'm
He
thinking
signed it Hatchet Man?
He signed it Hatchet Man. Now, when you think about him signing it like that, and the fact that he said, "I've never dismembered a body sober before," is he like some kind of wannabe serial killer? That's what the first thought that I had was. Like, okay, this is his serial killer name now, Hatchet Man. How many people has he dismembered before? I'm wondering, if they've looked into other missing people in that area to see if maybe he was involved.
His lawyer, his court-appointed lawyer.
Wasn't Lawyer Wayne.
No, it was not Lawyer Wayne.
It's not.
It's not
Lawyer,
Wayne.
Lawyer Wayne, would you take this case?
If I was appointed. Appointed means that the lawyer, the judge, he could not afford to get his own lawyer.
Okay.
The judge picks a lawyer and says, you got to do it.
So
Okay.
if you had to.
Yeah.
Do you get paid on those?
Yes.
How does that work?
Each state sets their own rate. I think federal cases, it's over $200 an hour.
Oh.
Yeah. You can make a pretty good living just doing
And
20
the
cases.
taxpayers pay.
So
you.
in Clarksville, you're making about $75 an hour.
And no, it's 50.
Oh. That ain't bad.
It's pretty good.
I'll take 50 an
I'll take
hour.
that.
$50 an hour? No.
Not for typical lawyer work though. It's low for lawyers. It's good for anybody else. I ain't complaining.
Yeah. So, but the lawyer said that that he sustained trauma in his past, and that he has since shown remorse for Steele's killing.
No, he's just sorry he got caught,
Yeah, that's it.
right? But I really want to know, like you said, signing it the hatchet, right? And then the fact that she was pregnant. If she was sleeping with both of them, was there some sort of like they didn't know who she was pregnant by because they got married a few days right before they killed him, right? They get married, now they're husband and wife, and he's gone, he's dead. So maybe she was pregnant by the other guy and they wanted to get rid of him. Who knows? Lots of questions.
It's tough when you want to have fun, but this guy at the time is friggin' what? 11 years older. You know what I mean? He's at the time 30 years old. She's 19. He's 18.
Wouldn't he have been 17? We're going into 2021. If he would have been 19.
When he died, he was 18 when he was killed. Right. Steele
It was
was
almost his 19th birthday.
Right, he was almost 19.
Almost
right,
19,
almost 19.
okay.
Right, almost 19. Yeah. I don't know. It sounds like I don't know. It's crazy, man.
Maybe she liked Steele better. He was closer to her age. Maybe they have more in common.
Could have been.
He forced. I know that she said that she was threatened that if she didn't marry him, that he would kill her.
Bae, what do you make of it?
Crazy.
That's bad, crazy.
Why no motive? Why wouldn't he reveal the motive? Lawyer Wayne, have you ever seen cases where people are found guilty and they refuse to release motive?
Motive is something that you used to have for a murder case. I'm not aware of motives these days.
I want to know the reason.
I do too.
I mean,
really want to
I
know.
know one, he's a sick individual, because of his past, his convictions and everything.
I may write to him in jail and try to find out the reason. I'm curious.
Right.
People do that all the
Right to
time.
him.
I mean, as Crime 411,
You're going to have some new friends.
bringing it to a different level. And I wouldn't say friends, and I'm definitely getting a
that's
P.O.
what-
box if I do that,
Can you
right?
sign it Hatchet Babe?
Hatchet babe. Oh my God. Hatchet girl.
Yeah, Hatchet
Spray some
Girl.
of your-
Yes.
Spray some of your
That's
perfume.
funny.
perfume
That
on
makes
your
sense.
letter.
Have like a commonality. He might feel more comfortable sharing the
Oh my
notice
God.
with like
Yeah.
Hatchet girl,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, Sam,
It
he'll
might make
do
him
it.
let him feel too comfortable.
Let me
That's
tell
the
you.
need for a P.O. box. And I have you.
Here's what you do. You set up a conjugal visit. Okay?
A fake one.
No, a real one.
With you?
No, with him.
For him?
Okay? Yeah.
Joe Padula wants to come to see you in jail.
Coach almost spit all over the microphone. I'm telling you. That's how you really earn his trust.
That would be a way to
Set
earn
up
some
a-
trust.
Typically, you'd have to marry him first.
He's already married.
Oh, that's
Needs
right.
a divorce lawyer.
You can handle the annulment.
Do we know if the kid was
LawyerWayne.com.
born?
I don't even know if she survived the beating, the baby. They never said anything about the baby.
Listen, true story.
Yeah.
I had to go interview a white supremacist in prison once, and he's like, I don't talk to black people. Well, I don't talk to black men, but I'll talk to black women. I said, that's not right.
Yeah.
It's like you can't talk to our women and not talk to me.
That's sexist.
So did you put on a wig?
Yeah, so he's anti-sexist.
He said, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
I was like, he's not a real racist.
That's terrible.
He was trying to play the unraised card.
He had the tat and everything. But
Yeah.
we had great conversation. True story.
What was he in for?
He was in for a robbery, but I was investigating him for sexually abusing his girlfriend's daughter.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's nasty.
That's another one. I don't get it.
He what happened was, you know how you go trade your phone in?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't delete all the videos on his phone.
Oh my gosh. How old was the girl?
Wait,
I think she was like 11.
why did he have
my
videos
God.
on his phone?
Because he was recording it.
He was videoing the abuse, and she was 11?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Oh, God.
They'll take
Why
care
would
of
you
him in
video
jail.
it? I mean, why would you do it
Well,
first?
you have to realize most of the people who commit these crimes, they always video because they go back and watch it. That's like their work. As crazy as that may sound.
Wow.
They normally they're connoisseurs of child pornography anyway. They may have tons and tons of data of that type of activity.
Dang.
That's the norm. They trade it.
Really?
Yes. No lie. They trade it.
Traded what?
They trade child pornography. Sex offenders, yeah.
Intern Shane, you
Yes,
hear
sir.
stories like this. You got any questions? What comes to mind?
Honestly, I don't really have any questions when it comes to this sort of thing. I'm just looking through the
Yeah,
comments
no, I hear you,
and
yeah.
such. But honestly, when I hear stuff like this, it just shocks me because, how could you do something like that?
Right. Yeah. It's like, how in the world does your mind think to do that, but let alone to actually be able to follow through on it when it's such a horrific thing? It's like, how in the world can you be capable of it? Right. It's just like, you're, as a rational human being, you'll never be able to wrap your head around it.
Sam, ever kill anyone?
No, sir.
No?
No. I spent a few years. I spent a couple
sir.
years in the Army.
Yeah, that's right.
But I didn't deploy. I didn't go do any of that stuff. I stayed here in the States.
No murder, no axing or
No,
chopping anyone
no,
up.
just
No
myself.
desire
I
to.
came close to with myself in a car. I was rolling over.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
What
I fell
happened?
down into a 15-foot ditch.
When was this?
This was my
February
senior
of
year high
2017.
school. No,
Dang.
this was
Yeah.
2016. I think.
What kind of car was it?
Man, listen. All right, you can't
Mustang.
get mad at me. You can't get mad at me. It was a 1997 Cadillac Seville
Come on.
SDS.
What?
And
Come
it was
on.
a sleeper. It had the nitrous.
Yeah.
All right. It had a boosted engine. I mean, this thing.
How'd you flip?
I'm going down the road. It's wintertime, so the windshield is frosted.
Uh-huh.
I'm defrosting. I was in JROTC in high school, so we had these meetings every other day.
So you were driving while the window was frosted. I've
While
done
it
that
was
many
frosted.
times.
It's terrible.
Were you looking through the two circles?
Oh my God!
Right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hoping to
And so
survive.
I'm wiping. I'm wax on, wax off,
Right.
trying to clear it
Were
up.
you breathing?
Oh no! I had the
Next
heat.
time, breathe.
The heat full blast. My breath wasn't hot enough, man.
Oh yeah.
I had- it was
Drink
cold.
wine. Drink wine. That'll help.
That'll do
Drink
it. That'll
wine
do it.
and-
Yeah, I'll keep wine in the car.
The trick is, if you really need to defog it, use cold air.
Cold air.
Cold air works better.
Cold air.
What?
Huh?
Cold
Yeah,
air.
a lot of people don't know that. Now, hot air will work. It just takes longer.
Really? No.
See, there it is.
fog.
Wintertime's coming up. Useful information there.
There you go.
So you're driving with the two circles in the windshield.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, more like a quarter of a circle.
Right.
In the middle.
Right.
Not even on my side.
Oh, it's in the middle. Oh.
That's terrible.
So I'm over here doing this number, leaning to the
Yeah,
side.
you're doing the lean.
And I'm driving. I'm coming up over a hill. As I get to the crest of the hill, the top of the hill,
right.
there's another car. All right. This guy, no problem. He's going down the center of the road. It's a 2-lane road.
What time of the day are we looking at?
This is 6 in the morning.
6 in the
man.
morning,
All right?
okay.
The sun hadn't come all the way up.
Uh-huh.
Either. So I'm going. I see him. All right. He sees me.
Yeah.
I think. All right. All right. It's cool. He'll move. Cause I do it sometimes. You do it sometimes. We do. We all. Everybody gets into the other side of the lane and then moves back over. I thought that's what he's doing.
That sounds like a DUI.
Did you see two circles on his windshield too?
No.
Is he doing the same thing?
What I saw was my car turning like this because by the time that he came close enough to me for me to react,
Yeah.
I had no room.
Were you wearing a seatbelt?
I was wearing a seatbelt.
Okay.
Yes, I think that's what saved me, man.
You should have taken the seatbelt off so you can lean better.
You know what I should have done was I should have gone straight into him and taken it off and tell him why you doing this, man.
Oh my God.
So I try and
Uh huh.
veer out the way. I can't veer out the way.
Right.
and it's a 2-lane road. It's real narrow, so I can't get to this side or to this side. So I go all the way to the right.
Did you pee?
I didn't pee.
Okay,
No,
good.
my car peed.
Okay,
A
my car
lot.
peed.
Did you poop?
I hit the rail. There's a guardrail right over the ditch. So
Uh-huh.
I come in. If I hit it, I'd be fine. But no,
Yeah.
that's not what happened, man. You know how the guardrail has this big butt on the front of it?
Yeah, of course.
That's what I hit.
Yeah.
Okay, the whole right
Oh,
side
you
of
hit the big
car.
bud?
Yeah.
I did that 2 weeks ago.
And go like this, man. The whole right side of the car was total pushed back into the passenger side. I
Right.
could reach over, and if the engine was there, I could touch the engine.
Don't touch it.
No,
Okay, yeah.
no.
It's hot. Yeah, hot.
You're lucky you're alive.
I am. Yep. I crawled out of the doors. Didn't want to open after I hit.
Yeah.
After I landed.
Right.
So I crawled out of the what do you call it? The sky.
Sunroof?
The sun,
Yeah, the sunroof,
That's
right.
it. And I
Sky.
the sky.
Skylight.
Crawled out
I
of
got
the
a skylight in
Hey.
my Cadillac.
You know, I never thought about it. Skylight goes in a building, a sunroof.
Right.
Yeah.
car.
Huh? Is that nuts or
Interesting.
what?
I guess that's the terminology.
Yeah.
I'm calling it a skylight from now on. Who do you call as soon as you get out? I mean, did you have a phone on you? What'd you have?
Ah, man. You know, I climbed up. It was a bunch of rocks. Instead of a hill, wasn't like grass, and I'm climbing up rocks. So I get out of there. I get to the back of the climb up rocks, and I go up.
Is the other guy up there?
No, the other guy's gone, man. It wasn't even a hit and run. It was just a run.
It was just a
ran you
run.
off the road?
There was no hit.
He ran me off, and that was
didn't-
it.
he didn't even see you?
Stopped. No, he saw me. I got
He
it.
didn't
Come
even
on.
stop.
He saw me.
Maybe,
Of course not.
maybe his rear
What,
view
did
was.
you say he was on the wrong side of the road?
He was on the wrong side of the
Oh,
road.
okay.
Well-
he was in the center of the road.
Yeah, he came into the center
He was
of it.
probably drinking.
I don't know what he
No,
was doing. 6 in the
I'm
morning.
guessing-
This guy might have been coming back from the bar.
That's
man.
what I'm talking
No,
about.
I don't know what he was doing.
My client had the same defrosting issues you did.
Defrosting issues.
I'm this guy's lawyer now.
All right.
I'm defending him the best I can. So you climb up. You're back on the road. Okay, you're like, whew, the adrenaline's running. Now what?
Well, now I'm thinking still I got to get to school. I look at my watch.
You're
and I go,
going to
"It's
school."
6:30." That's what's on my mind. This meeting, I got to get there. It's time to go. I don't know if I was in shock. I thought, I felt fine. Everything was cool. Everything was okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get to school. I
Right.
wanted this to
See?
be behind me
Now,
right away.
in my day, that would have been like, I can't get to school.
I
Yes.
ain't- I'm not going.
Right?
Yeah.
It would have
Man.
been like an out, right, Joe?
So you must not have Arab parents. You can't.
You don't have
No, man. Mom and Pop, you going.
So you get to school?
I got to school.
Would you run?
Well, no.
You
I called
hitchhiked?
Mom and Dad.
Oh,
and-
you
yeah.
called mom and dad,
Yep.
and they drove you to school?
No,
Okay.
they wanted me to
Nothing
stop
bad.
and wait.
They
They
didn't
wanted
check
me to
you
stop
out?
and wait. They checked me out. They said, "Hey, listen, we gotta wait. We gotta wait." So
Go to school.
Go to school.
Pull your pants up.
if I'd have gone, what would have happened? I'd have been charged with what
Leaving
was
the
it?
scene.
Yeah.
I'd have been charged
Right.
with some stuff, man.
Yeah.
Right? So you,
leaving the scene of an accident, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
So
Don't leave the scene. Wait till the report and get your ass to school.
So then the report, the officers came and we dealt with everything. It was all taken care of. And then I went to school. And that was one hell of a day, man. I'll tell you.
You went to school later on that day.
I went to
I can't
school later
believe
on
we
that
went to
day.
Hell of a morning.
Who's the girl? Who is she?
Oh, it wasn't a girl, bro.
Come on,
it
come on,
was.
who
It
was?
was.
I
It
bet
was.
I bet your hand was shaking like this trying to write.
Yeah. You failed that test. Yeah.
And then, man, I had another wreck after that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And this
wait.
one, yeah, well, this one's a dude.
You don't need no more
Remind me not to
cars.
drive with
Yeah.
this guy.
Don't sit in the passenger seat.
And you're taking people underwater now?
Oh, I'm not driving though.
No,
This
no.
is different. This
Yeah,
is different.
it's scuba. It's
Yeah,
scuba.
this
Much
is
It's
different.
different. There's air in the tank.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, yeah, and I'm not behind the wheel here.
Yeah.
So, the second one, I'm in a Lancer. I'm going home. It's nighttime. It's 45. That's the speed limit. I'm going maybe 60.
Yeah.
I'm going a little fast, and I hit this patch of gravel and I had a Lancer. All right,
Was this here in Clarksville?
just here in Clarksville. It's in front of my house. Yeah.
What road are you doing 60 on?
Charles
You
Springs.
don't have to answer that.
Lawyer Wayne.
It's on exit 11.
Charles
man.
Springs is actually curvy.
Yep. So I'm doing 60
Okay.
on this curvy road, okay, and it was good. It was fine. It was great. And then I hit this gravel patch. It was not great no more.
Oh, no.
bet
It was
it
not
wasn't.
great.
Not at
all.
60. No.
No. So there was
Not
a brick
even at
mailbox.
40 on Charles Springs, bro.
There was a brick mailbox.
Yeah, and they don't move.
No. No.
They're brick.
It
They got a
moved.
lot of concrete.
It moved. There was no brick mailbox after my car.
Oh, yeah,
No.
boom.
No. Gone. Gone.
Wait, why didn't you get a Cadillac again?
I didn't get. No. This is a Mitsubishi Lancer.
I know, but
Oh, why didn't I?
when you ruin your Cadillac, I mean, why didn't you get another Cadillac? Why'd you downgrade?
Well, I was 18, and this is when I was 20. This is after I come back from the So
Oh, okay.
the first one is before I joined the Army.
Okay.
In high school, I finished high school.
Yeah.
Go to the Army. Everything's good. And the car I get there, I bring back with me. And
Okay.
then I get rid of it here.
But, what did the insurance company say about your Cadillac, though?
Oh, sorry. We'll cover 2,000. And I had what?
But
I had
it-
Gap Insurance. Gap Insurance did nothing for me.
What's Gap Insurance?
Gap Insurance is supposed to cover what happened or what's left on a car. So if I had $8,000, that's what I got it for $8,000. So I had paid off $3,000, and then I come down. I've got 6 left.
Yeah.
Right? Or there's 5 left. They paid $2,000. I had to cover the rest.
What did Gap Insurance
Gap
cover?
ain't help
That's
you.
supposed
Yeah.
to cover the 5.
Gap's supposed to cover the remaining. Yeah.
Lawyer Wayne.
Why didn't it cover the rest?
Maybe because it was a reckless driving.
Does he have a lawsuit?
Oh.
Maybe
Who's at fault?
that's what it ended up with. It ended up with, you're not driving carefully.
You left
enough.
out some
You're
vital
fast.
information.
You got to go to court, win that case, and then it goes back down.
I'm over it, bro. It's behind me.
What about the Lancer? Was that ruined?
Oh, that's where that happened. That
Oh,
Lancer,
the
yeah.
Gap, okay.
Yep, the Lancer was.
Oh,
the
okay.
Cadillac-
I was thinking
Yeah,
your
I-
first story.
I thought the
Your
Cadillac
second
was-
story, you
this
were
is the
okay.
second story. The first story. Guess
Yeah.
how much I got that Cadillac for, man?
What, 3 kids?
$500.
$500.
$500. And '97. Guess how much mileage was on it? Less than 100,000.
Oh, yeah.
For 500.
Old woman?
$500. I knew a
Or is
guy
that
who
just
knew a
what
guy.
you said you paid?
No,
for
no,
the-
no,
for
no.
the
This is
tax?
my cousin knew a guy.
Yeah.
You from Jersey?
I lived in Chicago for a little while.
Okay, I knew that somewhere.
And I was
Knew a
stationed
guy.
up
I
in
knew a guy that knew a guy.
And I was
I know.
stationed inside.
It didn't
so
have paperwork or anything, but it was only
my
$500.
cousin knew the guy. He said, "I'll give it to you for 500, but I have to take the nitrous out if you
Oh,
don't,
yeah,
you know."
need that.
I said, "I don't need it. If I wanted it, he wanted 1,000 for it.
Yeah.
I had 500. I said, take the nitrous, man. I don't need it.
He
I'll
kept
get
it
it
in.
later."
He
Huh?
kept it in.
He kept it in.
Yeah.
He kept it in, and I didn't use it. We used it one time.
You were using it that day of the
No,
crash.
I
you
wasn't
could
using
be
it that
honest
day
with
of the
us.
crash.
It's
No, no,
okay.
no. I would have if I had it.
Listen. My client, who you ran off the road, okay?
Yes, yeah.
All right? You were late for class.
Lawyer Joe here.
Okay? You were so behind, you needed to see that girl, all right? And you were late because you slept in, and you hit the nitrous on the icy roads, and that's what spun you off.
That's it, man. There was
I know
there
it.
was too much snow on the ground here.
Here's your
I
Gap.
couldn't
Here's your
control it.
Gap money.
Oh, thank you, sir.
doesn't
You
snow
made
here,
it.
though.
That's it.
Did you just
Everything
leave the
is
car
good.
there, or
What is it?
did you just leave the car there?
Yeah, I left the car. Well,
Is it
no,
still
no,
there
no.
now?
It's not sitting there now.
so
No.
excited.
Now
I
it's
want
not
to
sitting-
see the car.
I got it back to my house,
Uh-huh.
and I looked at it for a couple weeks, hoping maybe it would transform back. It didn't transform.
How'd they tow that up? Right? I mean, that's like down, right? They got
They
to.
had to get 2 wreckers.
Oh,
Well,
and-
not wreckers, but
That's
they tow trucks.
$275.
Yeah, how much does that cost? Yeah.
Probably more than you paid
What?
for the car.
About 150 each.
Yeah,
Right.
there was a lot that had to
Damn.
get covered.
Right.
It was a story, man.
Intern
Lawyer
Shane,
Wayne at the time, right?
any
No, man,
questions?
if only.
No, sir.
Wow.
I'm just shocked.
Yeah.
See, you shouldn't tell these stories in front of Intern Shane.
I shouldn't be here
He's
to
a-
tell these stories in front of interns.
He's a 10-2 guy. You know what I mean?
Oh, is he?
Pretty safe driver.
Yeah.
Right? No accidents, right? I mean, I'm not here to jinx it or anything, but
Well, I only had one so far. When I was driving Bay to work, know
What?
that.
He blamed it on Bay.
No. This isn't his fault. This isn't his fault.
Wait.
He's
when
just
I
a
when I
contributing
took when I
factor.
took Bay to his job real quick, he went to go pick something up. I can't remember.
Uh-huh.
And when I was backing out, you know that telephone pole with like the
you hit the telephone pole and wicked good.
The one that everybody hits.
the one that has like that metal rope or looking thing or that
everybody
metal
hits
string.
Yeah, the one that's got all the ding marks on it.
Yeah. I hit my bumper with that, and it's still got the crack in the back. I mean, the bumper can be replaced,
Right.
but it's just like, I really didn't need to
Yeah.
need that to happen. Like, and
But that's not bad. That's good. You know what? You got it out of the way.
Yeah, you did.
Right. You got it out of the way. You had your hiccup. Good. I'm glad you had a nice, safe environment where everyone else backs into that pole, too. Good.
Yeah, this wasn't a person.
Yeah.
It's a pole. That's all right.
but
Hey,
yeah,
why didn't you tell me?
I thought he looks when he backs up.
Yeah.
You know.
You
I
weren't
do
looking?
I do look. It's just I usually like to look to my left
At women.
and to my right, and then I look, and then I look at the camera on my car.
The camera.
But I didn't look at the camera. It was too late for me to look at the camera to notice that I was backing up.
Your sensors didn't go off? Doesn't those cameras have like, you know?
No, the thing was too low for the sensor to go beep.
But it's a telephone pole.
Not for the metal pole that was sticking out.
Oh yeah, okay. You hit the pole blocking the telephone pole.
Yeah, that one. The little metal rope thing that was there.
The thing that stabilizes it.
Yeah, that one. That's the one. I didn't hit the pole. I hit the stabilizer.
That's even more annoying, right? Like to hit that stupid thing. Like, come on.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I usually check the camera first. And the problem is sometimes like it's hard for me to like find things around me because you've been in my car. So like sometimes there's like a little too many blind spots for me. I mean, that's not an excuse.
Intern Shane was my chauffeur when my car was in the shop.
You're lucky you're alive. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm lucky I made it anywhere on time. Making a left turn. No, it's good. Keep driving safe, man. Keep driving safe.
That's why from now on, every time I go to Wicked Good, I make sure to park away from the pole from now on.
He learned. He learned from the lesson.
He learned.
Or just back into your spot so you can see.
Lawyer Wayne, wait till your kids start driving.
Right.
All 9 of them.
All 9 of them.
Oh, man.
You don't need a parking lot.
How you going to do that insurance?
He's not.
Like when
They're just going to grow up, go get jobs, and get themselves some insurance.
You're damn right. Okay.
I did.
Good.
You're going to have to get commercial grade. You're going to get commercial grade insurance.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Could you imagine insuring 9 kids' car insurance?
I insured my daughter and my insurance doubled. I was like, why? She's underage. I'm like, no, she's 16.
Under 21, it's like a whole different thing, right?
I have no idea.
What was the BS back in the day? There was conversation in Jersey that if you had a red car, that increases your insurance.
Oh, yeah?
Have you ever heard that before?
I have heard that.
Ryan? I have heard that.
Yeah.
If you got a sports car,
sports car, right? But the color of the car?
That does it too.
That's so weird.
Was it true?
I don't know. I didn't have a red car.
It's all about the value now.
And that's why.
Your vehicle more than $40,000, they're gonna hit you upside the head.
Right.
Oh.
My dad paid my insurance, and it went through the roof because I was under 21. So, hey, Dad, thank you. Now that I know how much you worked to pay for all that.
It's crazy.
We appreciate my dad.
All they got to get is liability.
Liability.
That's all I need.
That's all.
Now that you paying on a car.
Nah, I'm not trying to do that.
Now, if the car's paid off, right, all you need in the state of Tennessee is liability.
Yes.
If it's a nice car, you should get full coverage.
Nice car, but if you driving something like an 80s or 90s, it's a liability.
It depends. If it's my Regal, I got full
You had a
coverage.
Buick Regal?
Yeah.
I raced the Buick Regal with my
not
Nissan 300ZX. That thing was zippy.
I'm not racing this Regal.
Right? Or was it no, it wasn't a Regal. It
Monte
was
Carlo.
It was a Regatta.
Oh.
Buick, it was a 2-door Buick. Yeah.
So in New Jersey, back in the day, like, were the Monte SS, the Monte Carlo SS, like the big
the
thing
Monte
for you
Carlo.
guys too?
Yeah.
My brother's first car was a Monte SS. He would like wash it every day. Wasn't allowed to go within 30 feet of it. I'm like, bro, it's not that big of a deal.
Our big ones were IROC Z. Okay, if you had the IROC Z, Trans Am, Firebird.
I had the
Grand
Firebird.
National.
The Camaro.
That Grand National. I used to be on.
The Grand National.
I had the Firebird with the T-tops. It was awesome.
We had this one kid who had a Geo Metro, and he would put the hubcap, the shiny hubcaps on, and he got it raised. Dude, it's a Metro. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
It's for good gas mileage. That's it, buddy.
Yeah. Coming up, if you attend or host Thanksgiving dinner with 8 or more people in Nashville, can you really get fined or go to jail? Know your rights, know your options. KnowLawyerWayne.com. He's next on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.
Hey, y'all. This is Shelly Holiday, Realtor at RE/MAX North Star. So feel free to add your comments and don't forget to share it on your timeline. Bay's my favorite. Absolutely.
So, one of the most stressful things to do is buy or sell a house. Well, that all changes. Why? Shelly Holiday, Realtor, RE/MAX North Star. She eliminates the stress parts of buying or selling a house. She'll work that deal. She networks. She knows how to do it. She's Shelly Holiday, Realtor Remax North Star, and you want her. I'll tell you what, just go to her Facebook page. She's Shelly Holiday, Realtor Remax North Star. Just do it. Click like, send her a message.
This is Jenna Bonacci from Moth to a Flame Candleworks. Over 10 years ago, my late mother and I began making all-natural homemade candles, and we were amazed by the demand. So in her honor, I'm continuing the mission of creating the most amazing aromas for your home, office, and events. Some of our scents include vanilla, sandalwood, all of the holiday scents you can imagine from cinnamon to pumpkin pie, to include the gentleman scents such as leather, bourbon, coffee, and more. The possibilities are endless. If you name a scent combination, we can make it for you 100%. For more information, join the Moth to a Flame Candleworks Facebook group and see the hundreds of possible fragrance combinations, or you can email us at mothtoaflamecandleworks@gmail.com. Moth to a Flame Candleworks, a perfect gift.
Attention brick and mortar business owners in Clarksville and Fort Campbell. A poor decision about the way you choose to advertise can cost you big time. The sad truth is, businesses try all kinds of advertising and burn right through their profits. Or they waste their precious time trying to learn complicated online geeky things. Wiz Advertising has used its proven 6-step system for the past 14 years to help Clarksville businesses get matched with just the right new customers. Learn more at wizads.com. That's WHIZZADS.com.
Joe Padula here. I see you watching the video. Do you want to be in the video? Come join us in the studio. All you got to do is go to the Joe Padula Show Facebook page, click like, send a private message. It's too easy. Absolutely.
If you attend or host Thanksgiving dinner with 8 or more people in Nashville, can you really get fined or even go to jail? Know your rights, know your options with LawyerWayne.com is now on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely. Make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, click like, leave those comments, and definitely help us out and share this video. Absolutely. All right. Lawyer Wayne?
Yes.
Well, we saw the news this week where Mayor Conrad Cooper of Nashville said, Thanksgiving, you can't have more than 8 people.
Is that right?
That's right. The what are they calling it? They have a cute word for it. Gatherings in Nashville, public and private gatherings in Nashville and Davidson County will be limited to a maximum of 8 people beginning the week of Thanksgiving to help slow the spread of COVID.
All you gotta do is don't answer your door when they come knocking.
They have to have a warrant anyway. You're not coming in
they
to see
can
how
knock
many
on the
people
door,
are eating
but-
my turkey dinner.
Have you read this order?
Fill me in.
I haven't read it.
Who would want to?
I read our local orders because I care about local stuff.
Don't waste your time reading this stuff.
So
is he really ordering it or is he suggesting?
No.
Because there's a difference.
Mayor John Cooper said that the public health orders will be amended to restrict all gatherings to 8 people, whether at a restaurant or in a backyard.
They're going to have legislation or an executive
Has
order?
he put it out yet? Executive order.
Yeah, I'm about to say, he didn't do no legislation.
And this goes into effect Monday, November 23rd.
Okay, so
you can't do that on a.
So
you
he
can't
hasn't put it
arrest
out
somebody.
yet. 'Cause I looked into it and I couldn't find any actual order yet.
The current order allows a maximum of 25 people to gather in a group.
Okay.
It's crazy. Mayor Cooper also announced all indoor extracurricular activities within Metro Nashville Public Schools will be paused until further notice. Gym class, no more.
I'm sure the kids are so upset about that.
This is so stupid. Lawyer Wayne, how can this be enforced?
Well, looked into the orders here locally.
Yeah.
To see the authority, and I was able to find the chain of locally, a mayor can declare an emergency and can issue an order. He can only declare it for a week at a time, which explains why they have to keep doing these new orders every week.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
Now, ordinarily, it appears under the law, he can really only by himself order an evacuation, right? Say there's a tornado or a flood or something like that. It looks like local mayors can order evacuations. And refusal to evacuate is apparently a Class C misdemeanor, the lowest possible crime that there is. Governor has more power to declare an emergency and issue broader orders. And what appears to have happened is that the governor has put out an order that says, I'm going to now allow mayors to have special. I order that they're allowed to put out special orders for their own locations, in particular with regard to masks. A lot of the strange language you would see in the mask mandates here locally is taken just word for word from the governor's order. The governor restricted, you can't force children under 12 to wear masks or masks while you're eating or drinking. He had a list of exceptions. Mayors, you're not allowed to order these.
Now, what if it's an 11-year-old who's really tall?
Well, so those orders are apparently a violation of that's actually a Class A misdemeanor, carrying up to 11 months and 29 days in jail, a year minus a day.
Get out.
Come on.
And a $2,500 fine.
Locally, Lawyer Wayne, how many convictions here in Montgomery County have...
I'm not aware of any convictions. I'm aware of a few cases. They've all been dismissed that I'm aware of.
I talked to my cop buddy, and I got the numbers. 0.
Yeah, we haven't had too much trouble here.
Right. So, but
I wonder if are they really cracking down? I'd be interested to see after Nashville. They're really going to send them out and crack down on Thanksgiving.
Well, here's the thing. Who's going to report? The neighbors? Is this now city government encouraging ratting?
You got a bunch of Karens out there. You got to activate the Karen force. Right.
Now, also, who gets the fine? The ones attending or just the host?
Oh, I think you ought to share part of the fine money with the Karen that reports them. Right. Hot tips. They should do a tip line. Cash reward for report your neighbors 8 or more. Okay. They ordered an extra large turkey. I think they're gonna.
You can use this also if you're at Thanksgiving and you're having an argument with one of your family members you don't like.
Yeah.
I'll call the cops on you.
That stuffing is mine.
If you don't shut up about my pumpkin pie, I'm going to call the cops right now and report you.
Half my family will leave.
That's crazy, though.
What if you have more than 8 people in your family? Lawyer Wayne has 9 children. Then what?
I want to see if they actually do put out this order. I want to see what are you going to exactly? How are you going to word that? What are you going to do?
Leave.
Like Lawyer Wayne literally has 9 kids.
Is it going to be a Class A misdemeanor? Is it going to be?
Lawyer Wayne, your 9 children, your wife, your mother-in-law. Okay,
I gotta kick some of them out.
You're at 12 people.
Got them eat in the backyard.
How much toilet paper do y'all use?
Oh
we
my God,
go
so
through
much.
a bit.
I bet.
Yeah.
How many toothbrushes do we go through?
I know y'all sharing two. We just have to share toothbrushes.
They can't keep a toothbrush.
Two to a toothbrush.
Yeah, you just pass it down the line.
Right.
That's what I'm picturing. You got a conveyor belt that just brought.
Are you finished?
Yeah.
I dropped my toothbrush last night. Right. And I think, you know what? I dropped it, but if I pick it up right now, I'll wash it off. I won't bother opening up a new one. I look down and I realize I can't do that. You know why? Because there's an identical friggin' toothbrush on the floor already. I don't even know which one is mine, and I ain't gonna take that chance. Like, Quinn, I need a new toothbrush.
Do you guys label a lot of things?
They try something like it does any good. Was it going to stop somebody? Oh, I'm going to write your name on this red Solo cup.
Yeah.
It's going to stop the 5-year-old from taking a drink whenever they feel like it.
Why your kids using red Solo cup?
Because we're drinking.
Because they got 8 siblings. I don't blame them.
It says, "Daddy, you're not supposed to drink it."
What about Xbox? They all want an Xbox now.
Oh gosh.
They're $500 each, right?
We have to
The
have.
Series X,
we got a big whiteboard, and we have a chart of whose turn it is on which computer / Xbox / whatever and what time it is.
So they have
fight?
They have game time.
We have to set a timer.
Wow.
Do they fight about it?
Never.
No, never. It's my turn. Get
That's
up.
amazing.
Every 30 minutes when it's time to change over.
They're actually very well behaved.
That's what my parents did when me and my sister were kids. Whenever we would want to watch a TV
2 children. Lawyer Wayne says
but still, they mainly did it as a lesson to take turns, share stuff like that. So my parents would have a timer for 30 minutes for my sister to do game time and 30 minutes for me to do game time, and vice versa.
In fairness, when my wife and I were married, and when we got married at 19, so we were pretty young, we got an Xbox as a wedding gift. We had to set a timer for 1 hour on who got to play Morrowind. We had some fights over whose turn it was on the Xbox.
Popular game.
You don't realize until you get a little older how much kids you were at 19.
Bay,
I'm sorry,
how many
but
siblings you got, Bay?
an hour is not enough for a
it's
game.
five
Like,
in all.
Bay's got 5, so that's a decent
So
amount.
That's good, man.
it's like once you die, pass
Oh,
the
so
joystick.
once you die in a video game, you
Oh, that took me a second.
Yep.
I was like, what?
That's
You
it.
die
In real
and then
life.
you get the
Yeah.
gaming
Also-
system? Like, what?
Sam, you got a lot.
What?
You got a lot, family-wise, sisters, brothers. How many?
Well, I mean, in my family, in my household,
Yeah.
there's 6 of us.
Okay.
My dad grew up with 12 altogether. So
Yeah.
it was, I mean, him, his brother, and it was his brothers and sisters, and it was mostly sisters. He came here. He had all that. Just about every one of them had about 4 kids.
How many do you think are going to get violations in Davidson County this week? Next week?
I don't know. Do they drive like you?
I don't know.
Thanksgiving violations.
I say 0. How you can't enforce that? That's just too
That's going to be
stupid.
tough. It doesn't make sense.
And where were their balls for Halloween parties on this?
Oh.
Okay. Why didn't they do this for Halloween, huh? Why do it for Thanksgiving?
Because most people are not having Halloween parties; they're out trick or treating.
Yeah.
No.
I've seen a lot of cats.
Think about it. It's not a family thing. It's a let's all go out to a thing.
Oh,
Costume
okay.
parties, stuff like that.
I got
It is popular to get together for
That
Halloween.
is true. I'm thinking
That's
more
cat
along
suit
the lines
night.
of my Halloween with my
Yeah.
kids. so.
Yeah. Well, think along the lines of getting closer to that microphone. Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, broadcaster. Okay.
Right.
Lawyer Wayne, what other laws you got that maybe we should know about before we move forward?
I did look up whether it was illegal to moon somebody.
Yeah,
we
is
talked about it the other day.
Right.
Basically not. And other states have gone all the way up to, like high-level courts to ask whether it counts. In Tennessee, as far as I can tell, is showing your bare butt is not illegal as
bet.
long as it's
Just a
not for
butt.
wrong purposes. If it's just your butt talks.
So the guy that
That's a right
the guy
purpose
that
for
mooned
doing
the,
that.
the guy that mooned the cops. This was
Indecent exposure?
earlier this week. He got indecent exposure, but that's because he put his pants all the way to the ankles.
Yeah, that's different.
Oh, so it shows.
And he had
Other so our law is very specific about exactly what body parts and what parts of body parts you're not allowed to show.
Yeah.
And acts that you're not allowed to do.
So you can literally show your ass.
And even clothing that would reveal certain body parts it gets pretty graphic. But
what, like camel toes?
basically stuff like that.
Camel
Is that
toes
against the
illegal?
law?
For guys, actually.
For
Guys have that?
Moose
It
knuckle?
actually
Wait, what?
specifies basically
A moose knuckle is
clothing
illegal in
that's
the
so
state of
tight and
Tennessee.
so
What
flimsy
are
that
moose
you can
knuckles?
clearly see certain things.
Really?
Like
I don't wear underwear. Should I be
It
concerned?
gets
Yes.
pretty specific.
You better.
So if you want to read it, let me know. I'll send you the law. But
Boy.
yeah. But butts are not part of it. You can wear your pants as tight as you want on the butt.
And believe you me, they do.
Yeah.
They do. You should see the girls at Walmart with those yoga pants.
Yeah.
And the guys
I
at
feel
Walmart
so
with the yoga
bad.
pants.
I've never seen yoga pants so stretched out in my life.
Holding on for dear life.
You can hear little screams. Right. It's crazy. Know your rights, know your options. LawyerWayne.com. The guy knows what he's talking about, that's for sure. So, mooning. Coming up, what are the best ways to engage, encourage, and empower our youth? Coach Chestnut has a vision. Plus, should you be scuba diving? God, I wish I was right now. I haven't gone yet, but I got a lot of questions. And Sam from Waterdog Scuba Safety is gonna fill us in. Hashtag meeting Clarksville. That's next on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.
Jarvis, mayor of Oak Grove, and Oak Grove loves Joe Padula. But Joe, come on now. Enough with the Cat West jokes. Absolutely.
You know what I can't stand? When you have people in Clarksville saying that there is nothing to do. Not for nothing, you couldn't be any more wrong. And obviously, you've never been to O'Connor's Irish Pub. Right off of Exit 1. It's like an adult daycare center. I mean, you go inside, you got the food, you got the drinks, okay? You got the DJ, you got the stage, you got the live music, the whole bit. It's fantastic. They got pool tables in the back, dartboards, video games, UFC main events on the dozens of screens that are inside and out. Oh, and outside, they got the cornhole boards. They got the outdoor tiki bar. They got the outdoor DJ party. They got this huge, massive stage where they bring in the big names like Black Label Society and Puddle of Mud and Greta Van Fleet. The monthly bikini contests are great. And I'm even getting good at that beer pong. They got karaoke nights on Wednesday. Open 7 days a week. There's always something to do in Clarksville. O'Connor's Irish Pub, Exit 1. Absolutely.
Need a great venue in Clarksville to throw a holiday party? Maybe a family celebration, conference, or business meeting? Hi, this is April Consulo of Office Now, Clarksville's premier event space, and we're proud to announce our beautifully renovated event rooms. They're perfect for small, intimate gatherings to large group settings. We at Office Now offer amenities to include a commercial kitchen, on-site chef, in-house DJ, tables and chairs, and plenty of parking, all at competitive pricing. We are taking reservations now for the upcoming holidays, so visit us at ClarksvilleOfficeNow.com, where Clarksville goes to party with a purpose. Absolutely.
Hi there, this is Hannah Price with Voice of Choice, and oh my God, I'm here with the best interviewer I've ever met. Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.
What are the best ways to engage, encourage, and empower our youth? A very important question, because I believe the children are our future. Whitney. Coach Chestnut.
What's going on?
This is your mission, huh? You think?
No, I know.
Yeah, you know empowering the youth is your mission.
Absolutely.
How so? Fill us in.
Number one, I grew up in a housing project majority all my life.
Uh-huh.
We had a town boys and girls club there. And it's a guy named Bob Nowak, 6'3", tall white guy. And he was one of the guys that came into hoods that no one else would come into.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was like, why is this white man trying to help these black kids?
Right.
And I remember him saying, I don't look at them as black kids. I look at them as kids.
Yeah.
And he changed my life. And so not just mine, but my brothers and sisters. So I was very appreciative of a lot of things that he gave me, not monetary, but tokens and tools for life. And I remember when I came back home after the military, I asked him, I said, how could I pay you back? And he's like, the only way you can pay me back is doing for other people what I've done for you. And so that's been my lifelong mission, to pay Bob Nowak back. He's still alive. He just retired maybe 2 years ago.
Where is he now?
In Buffalo, New York.
In Buffalo, okay.
Yeah. He's the director of the Town Boys and Girls Club, and they tried to shut our club down several times. He was like, no, I want to say a couple years he worked for free just to keep our club open, because it was we probably had black mold, we probably had everything there, but that's all we literally had. And he took it on.
What's some of the career paths you took after the Army?
After the Army, I went into law enforcement. So I was a police officer for 14 years. I worked child sex abuse. I worked homicide. Of course, I was in patrol. I also worked campus police at Vanderbilt Police Department. But outside of that, I became a school teacher. But I think my most impactful career choice of job I've had has been coaching youth sports. So this is the start of my 19th year coaching track and field and cross country.
Now, okay, you got these. You got an opportunity where you got to focus on the youth, right? What are some of the issues that you see that they're going through?
The one that stands out to the most for me, and always has been, and we're just now really starting to talk about, but not really comfortable with it, and that would be teen suicide. Okay. Our teen suicide rate has increased 60% just in the last couple of years.
Why do you think that is?
So there's a plethora of things. Number one, we don't have the same family structure no more. Parents are not putting as much time in with kids because everyone's trying to work and provide the monetary things, the tangible things, but not the non-tangible things as far as the quality time. You know, we used to sit around, do TV, movies, and Sunday
board
dinners.
games.
Right.
So
We're not doing that, and there's a disconnect. So you look at the teens now. We as adults sometimes complain about teens. are not very good communicators. Well, that just didn't happen overnight.
Right.
It started in the home, and then it branched out into school, and then it branched out into, their adult life, because we stopped communicating, and then we stopped listening to teens. Like, I literally listen to what they have to say, and I listen to what they say. I take my experience, and I try to find a way to help them, because what they're saying is logical. We just dismiss them so much, and we've dismissed them so much that we've like, well, they didn't have it as hard as we did, and blah blah. And in some instances, that's true. However, you can't fight those numbers that show that teen suicide has increased every year, and the biggest age group is from 10 to 24. We have 10-year-olds committing suicide. In fact,
it's got to be more than just them not playing board games at home, right?
It's a collective thing. So, one, they're not engaging in just daily stuff that what we consider norm. Everyone is isolated, right? We don't get out and play like we used to. People are not challenged. They're not. So we got away from stressing to, not all stress is bad. Sometimes some stress is challenging in order for you to be able to handle stressful situations. But we've gotten to the point we kind of coddle them too much, and we don't give them a lot of credit for the things they probably can handle.
Right.
We kind of like hands off as much, and that just doesn't work. And I want to say last year I took a class on teen suicide through Centerstone, and I let them. The class was perfect, and I asked. It was 3 clinical therapists there, and I asked them. I said, "Hey, my mission is to empower the youth 100%. I know it, like the Lord has told me that. I've tried to walk away. I've tried to go do my own thing. I tried to focus on making money, and every time I do that, I still get pulled back into the youth, right? So I asked them, I said, I believe, just me, I'm not a clinical therapist, but I 100% believe that if we empower them and increase their confidence level, do you believe that will reduce suicide? And every last one of them said yes. And I say that because when someone wants to commit suicide, they're going to do it, and you're not going to get a chance to really help them or stop them. But the ones that cry out, the ones that do the attempts, the ones that tell you, I'm thinking about it, the ones that tell you, I'm going to do it, just not ready, but when I do it, those are the ones that we have to focus on.
How do you figure out the ones who are just saying it for attention and the ones that would just mean it?
So there is no exact science. You have to invest in them.
Okay.
Period.
Just assume that they are meaning it, right?
Right. You have to. But even when even if they utter it, say it, make no mistake about it, you must start investing in somehow. It's no different than us going to the airport and someone joking about having a bomb.
Right.
Even if someone joking, everyone's like,
right. Oh, check them.
Yeah, right.
Check them.
So you have to look at that teen as the same way. When they say they're contemplating suicide, it's equivalent to them saying, I have a bomb. And we need to focus and pay attention and get to what's really going on.
Now, you say, okay, if we empower them, it will definitely be a strong piece of ammunition in the fight.
Not just a power, but you have to build their confidence.
How do you empower them? How do you build their confidence?
You have to invest in them. So every child is different, right? And it takes everyone. Like you say, it takes a village to raise. So with that being said, investing in the ones that's in your circle. So any teen or any child that I come in contact with, I have to take some or the ones that look like at risk, and I have to invest in them. And then you have to do it, and then you have to do it. And if we're all doing that collectively, we can all change the scope of what's going on with teen suicide. It's just that we're not buying into it. We're not doing it. And we have to buy into it because kids know when you're not invested in them. And when you're not invested, they're not interested.
Well, you brought it up earlier, okay? The home structure, the situation current with the lack of mothers and fathers of being together in the household. How do we fix that? Because there's no replacing that.
Right. I think that's such a hard task. I don't even know where to begin. We're at the point now that we almost have to focus on the child because now you're dealing with adults and you're dealing with adult problems. And, we as adults, we get involved in relationships that we know we shouldn't, and we do them for the wrong reason, right? And now,
guilty.
Exactly. Me too. And now we got this kid here. But see, we as adults, we have coping skills, or at least some of us try to have them, right? But these kids are still developing. They don't have coping skills. So if we invest in them and build their confidence, just maybe they'll have enough confidence not to take their life. That's the first step. Building that confidence and focusing on 3 things. So same conversation with the therapist. I said to them, my thing is 1, teach kids to stay away from negative people. Have them recognize negative people. Even as an adult, you know how you get tricked into conversations that someone always got something negative to say?
Yeah.
And they don't never have a solution. Cut them loose. And that's whether you're an adult, but especially as a teen. Because a teen, remember, if they're continuing to get negative information, negative advice, and they got someone that's telling them, no, this is wrong, but never providing a solution, that becomes a new norm. They get comfortable with being comfortable with negativity.
Okay.
So then you come down to this. Number two, learn from your lessons. Like literally, you have to learn from your lessons. When you make a mistake or you see a mistake, you must learn from it. Like you need to acknowledge it. I like to call it embracing your karma, basically. Like, when you're wrong, you really have to admit it. We're not holding kids accountable when they are wrong. Like, no, you were wrong, or no, you didn't win. You don't get a trophy.
Right.
Try harder next time. You just might. Everyone can't get a trophy all the time. At some point in time, you got to see triumph and you got to see defeat in order to excel.
Now, and number 3?
So the third one is, it's like a combination. Identify your talents and know your passion. So we as adults always, I'm not tall enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm this, I'm that. Teens are the same way. But as that teen, they should identify what is their talent. Like, what are you good at? Stop focusing on everything that you're not good at. Focus on things that you are. Identify your talents, right? And also, what is your passion? And go after it. Because your passion may not always make you money, but your passion is what balances you out. I was, as a law enforcement officer, I was always stressed out, right? But coaching track and field was my passion. It kind of alleviated the stress of work, right? But my talent was being a criminal investigator. I worked harder. That was my craft. I knew the ins and outs of it. I could do that job blindfolded.
I heard you were the 18th best on the force.
Negative.
Okay, sorry.
I want to say maybe 1 or 2 were probably better than me, but those are the ones that trained me. I was lucky. Like, I got trained by some of the best criminal investigators in Middle Tennessee, hands down.
So how can people get this information? How can parents out there, how can other people that are in charge of children and students, how can they get access to this?
Centerstone, if you're local here in Clarksville, Centerstone is like the main one. They actually have classes. I actually got teachers at West Creek High School to join me with these classes because within the West Creek campus, between the high school and middle school, we've had 4 students, I believe, commit suicide just in the last couple of years. My God. And we, 2 was in the middle school, and then we had a pack, I think it was 3 that happened at New Providence. So it's happening right here in our own in our own neighborhood, our own community. But Centerstone is a good resource, and Center for Disease Control. You can literally go to their website, and they got classes on them. They have guidelines. You can also go to Department of Homeland Security, where you can actually take online classes, and it's free. All you got to do is have an email address.
It's interesting because your steps, they're very similar to the military's way of combating. What's up, Melissa?
So I have to interject this because listening to you talk, like, I love everything that you're doing. That's awesome. You get nuts for that.
Nuts?
And he gets nuts. Yeah. But the thing is, like, listening to you talk about it is actually infuriating me at the same time because he's exactly right. And I have had this conversation with someone that I know for years about when I first met this person. They had a kid that was absolutely awesome. This kid was like, I would brag on this kid all the time. Like, he's straight and narrow. He's focused. I'm not going to get into it. But anyhow, slowly but surely, the father, who has custody, starts working 90 hours a week because he's more concerned with buying, beats and whatever else than spending time with the kid. And the kid starts to slowly and surely slip away into drugs and into whatever else. The kid turned into a completely different kid.
Well, like, okay, why do the kids want the cool things? To be the cool kids, right? That's what it comes down to.
But the kid would tell me all the time he didn't care about this stuff. He just wanted to spend time with his parents.
I hear you. But for kids, how do we get them to understand, to be the cool kid, the popular kid? You don't need all the you don't need the latest video game. You don't need the latest Jordans. You don't need this. That's such a tough thing too.
I agree. So I was in that same. So if you go back to when I was a teenager, okay, I was the youngest of 13.
40 years ago?
Yeah, basically. I was the youngest of 13. We didn't have a lot of money, and I started doing illegal activity just to have decent clothes so I didn't get talked about when I went to school.
Right.
Me and my friend, we're still best friends to this day. So even me, I fell victim to that, right? And then Bob Nowak heard some things, right? And he was like, whoa, I didn't invest all that time for you to be out here doing this type of ish, right? And I had such a high level of respect for him. There's no way I could he's not even my mother, right?
You couldn't let him down.
No, couldn't do it. So this is where it goes back to investing in kids, because there has to be something that holds them accountable. It could be you, it could be Lawyer Wayne, it got to be somebody, but you have to hold them to a higher level. That's number one. And two, you got to invest in them. And three, once you invest in them, they're going to know it.
But it's that spending that time, that quality
Right.
time, letting them know that you actually want to be there with them. And you're enjoying being there with them, as opposed to I'm here with you, but I'd rather be off at some meeting about something in the community.
We need more Bobs.
Yeah,
We need more Bobs.
Those materialistic things, like you said, they're still going to want them.
Yeah.
We just got to make them less important.
Right.
And now I ain't about the clothes. Now it's about the cell phone.
And it's not a
the cell phone.
filler.
Oh my God, that's right, the cell phone. Lawyer Wayne, how many cell phones do your kids have?
900.
None. None.
But you
They can play around on my old ones, but
there you go.
Just look at Lawyer Wayne's body language. He has 9 kids, and he's like, he ain't flexed or perplexed about nothing, right?
Right.
He's very comfortable. It's a lot of parents that can't even act like that. They only have 2 kids.
They
And
want a cell phone. You don't get a cell phone. You get a skateboard.
See?
Go outside and play.
My son has a cell phone. It only connect by the Wi-Fi.
His kids are homeschooled too.
Yeah, but like I said, he'll have it, but he ain't getting no service.
Right. You want to text somebody? You can use my phone anytime you want.
Right.
Just ask.
Coach Chestnut.
Got to invest, like you said. That's awesome.
Gotcha. Well, we'll go over this more. I want you to bring some Utes in here too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What's a Ute?
Some of the Utes. Bring in some of the Utes.
The 2 Utes.
Yeah. Can you bring in college girls?
I don't know any.
Oh.
Please.
I don't know.
Interchange goes, please.
You ain't getting me caught up.
Anybody can. It's
I only mess with adult women.
I'm single.
I'll tell you what. You know, it's a great place to meet women. Intern Chain.
Where?
Scuba diving.
Oh.
Ooh, that's true.
It's the truth. I've seen the girls over at Waterdog Scuba Safety, and a lot of them are single.
And they're in bathing suits.
And well, they're in scuba gear, but
Scuba gear,
but they're wearing
scuba gear,
bathing
yeah.
suits before they get into scuba gear.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
See what you're getting before you get it.
Sam, what kind of classes do you guys offer?
So what's the application process?
Yeah. Here, Intern Shane, this is part of your gig. Interview about Waterdog Scuba Safety.
Oh, all right. So first off, thank you for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, God.
So, first, I just want to ask. So, what do you like the most about Waterdog Scuba and Safety?
Me personally, what do I like the most about it? The atmosphere, man. The atmosphere. You walk into that place, it's a whole nother world that you step into. It's no longer a 4-walled building. You go in and you walk out of feeling the exact same or even worse. You go in and when you come out, you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. I just did this. Like, I got scuba gear, or I went and did a class, or I bought a class. And the people in there, we love what we do, man. So we're all
It's a very passionate crew. I've definitely noticed that. And you guys, not only do you learn how to scuba dive, not only do you guys go on trips and relax and go see so many different. I don't know. I've never seen sunken ships before.
Yeah.
Okay. How cool is that? And then on top of it, you guys all go out and party and hang out. It really is like friends and family community.
It is. It is. It is. It's not just a bunch of random people who call themselves divers either. Come together and dive. It is once, and we're not on the coast either. We're inland. It's hard to go and find an ocean to go and dive in.
Right. But you guys know the places.
We know the places.
Yeah, you guys
We
got a
them
whole
all.
bunch of
We got
places
them all.
already, yeah.
So we go to all the places around here, and all the divers that come together, we dive together. And it's fun. We become closer and more like a family together, The more and more you dive, the more experience you get.
Now, Intern Shane, you don't have a lot of money, right? Can you talk to them about prices?
Yes. So, what's
He's so cute. I love Shane.
So, what are the entry fees, or what are the fees that people need to look into in order to participate in Waterdog Scuba and Safety?
Depends on what you want to do. So you can go anywhere from $40 to $500 to get started into open water. Okay, and then from there,
$40 ain't bad.
No. So
I like to
40,
stick at the
$40
pool.
gets you into the pool. Okay?
Right.
It gets you into a set of equipment. You get to go underwater. You get to breathe and see underwater, and you get to move and swim around and see if you even like it, if you can even handle it. Because some people, scuba diving is not for everybody, man.
Okay.
Some
Yeah.
people, if you have claustrophobia, you
Uh-huh.
can come under the water, you'll be okay until you got to do a skill where you lift the mask up.
Ooh.
And then all of a sudden,
That's scary.
you're underwater. You,
Yeah.
you feel the
Then you
water on your
did.
face. It's no longer safe,
No.
but it is. Okay, it is, and
So
that's something that we want to get across to people. It's absolutely fine. It's easy. We could do it. You just got to know the rules. You got to know how to play the game safely. And then once you got that down pat, and we make sure you got it, we make sure you master the material. Okay, to master the skills before we even let you out into open water, into the quarry. Okay, and once you get there, we're confident in you, and you're confident in you. That's the most important one. That the diver himself is confident. We'll take you out, and you become a certified diver after 4 dives.
That's awesome.
Intern Shane, you want to have kids one day, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
9, right?
I don't know if I don't know if Waterdog Scuba and Safety can get kids in the pool. Maybe you should ask them.
So what are the age limits for scuba diving?
We can start them off as low as 8, and then old as 90, man. If you're 90 and you can
90.
still move and groove, come on down. Welcome
So
to
Betty
Water
White's
Dogs.
welcome. Betty White can come in there.
But 8 years old, I think, is the minimum age. And I may be wrong. I haven't memorized the instructor manual yet. But in there, it tells us you got to be 8 years old just to get into the pool. And we've got classes for kids, like SEAL Team, Bubble Makers, Master SEAL Team, Aqua Missions is part of that class type thing. So when you go into the water, we'll give the kids a mission, an Aqua Mission. And they'll go in, and they'll get to do these specific tasks underwater. And we get them trained up on all the skills, on the confidence, and with each mission their confidence grows, their skill level grows, and then eventually, before you know it, they're scuba divers, but they're not old enough to really be scuba divers, right? They gotta have still age limit certification. The Bubble Makers doesn't allow them to go out and do scuba diving.
Well, I think that it's not only just cool that you guys got a whole family and everything, and it is a pretty tight-knit community.
Absolutely.
I like the fact that, especially in these stressful times, it is so calm and peaceful under there.
Yeah.
Right? The noise.
Yeah.
And you can't catch COVID underwater.
Nope, not
100%
underwater, baby.
proven.
You're safe underwater.
Can't catch
But you still need
You
a
got your
mask.
own air.
I have
No
one more
sharing.
question for
Go
you.
for it, Shane.
Yeah.
So, I'm a chunky guy,
Yeah.
a little bit. So, by any chance, you guys obviously have different because those suits can
Yes.
be tight. Do you obviously have different types of
Absolutely. We have
sizes
it
for suits.
all. And if we don't have it, we can get it in. Probably, most likely. I can't say 100% yes, but we can get it. So if there's something we don't have that you do need, and we have a lot, okay, let us know, and we'll tell you it's probably going to be a couple weeks or so, but it'll be in. And then-
And the girls are there. And they like you.
Really? Wait, they talk about me up there?
Plenty. They don't stop talking about you. That's why I stopped going over there for a little bit.
You couldn't
got
stand
tired
it
of it,
anymore,
man.
yeah.
Wait, he's actually serious?
It was the flexing.
No,
It was the flexing.
Waterdog Rich.
He's pulling your leg.
I'm
bro.
not pulling your leg. I'm telling you.
And the hugs.
Waterdog Rich, explain the flexing. Here, show the flexing. Ready? Here.
Oh. All right. Okay. All right. There it is.
There it goes. Okay.
There it is.
See, that's what they love,
He's
man.
got it. He's got it.
He's got
Hit the
it.
Egyptian pose, baby. Hit
turn
the
on red.
Egyptian pose.
The Egyptian. Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
So there you go, brother. Check it out. We got all the links right here for the Waterdog website. Okay, definitely click on those links and go check
Joe,
out the videos.
Joe, can I interject? Let me add
Yeah.
something for everyone that's listening and for all of you guys in here. We have Black Friday coming up, right?
Yes.
Black Friday deals are gonna be coming up for Waterdog Scuba and Safety. So we can have things off or percentage off from 20% to 50% off.
Dude,
everything in the
that's
store.
big.
It's
That's
big.
big.
Yep. So keep on the lookout for that. Be aware.
And what's the
come on
address?
down. It is 681 North Spring Street,
Yeah.
Clarksville, Tennessee.
It's right behind the
Sonic on
the
Riverside.
Sonic on Riverside.
Yeah.
Website?
Yeah.
Website is waterdogscubasafety.com. We have our own website. We got a Facebook too. You guys can link up with us on Facebook. You can like us there. We've got a Sea Dogs Club. So the club's on Facebook as well. And then we have a text club, 52236. If you text dive now to that, you are going to get all of the latest and greatest information there is that Water Dogs is going to have for you guys as divers. And then if you join the club at Water Dogs
Yeah.
Scuba Safety, all right, there's unheard of benefits that you're going to get. You're going to get discounts on anything in the store that we can offer a discount on. You can get discounts on the rentals, free air. You get
Tapping in it now. Muff dive to what? Oh, look at that! Look at that
That's it.
discount I'm
That's-
getting.
Yep. Oh man. But we got everything for you guys. So come on down and check out Water Dog Scuba Safety. If you are a diver already, okay, we'll bring in anybody, make you a diver. But if you are already a diver and you want to learn a little bit more, you want to get some specialties under your belt, you want to learn how to go into caves or into wrecks, you want to go and do side mount or technical diving, we can teach you all of that. You want to become a pro, a dive master, an instructor, we'll help you there too.
That's what's up.
Yep.
Nice job today, Sam. Good work, brother.
Thank you, man.
I'm glad you survived those car crashes.
Oh, me too.
Right.
I don't know if I should have, but me too.
Right.
You've been in enough.
Yeah. Lawyer Wayne, what'd you learn on the show today?
I learned that some people out in South Carolina, they get some crazy stuff.
Yeah. Unreal.
Chomping up people.
You know, and
But not while sober.
Yeah, love triangles.
No good.
All this fair and love and war.
Right?
Mm.
I wonder who the kid. I don't know. Nice job today, Laura Wayne.
Thank you.
Melissa Marquette, Crime 411. What'd you learn on the show today?
Learned that Coach has an amazing program that he's going to be implementing to help troubled youth that need it. I think that's awesome. We love you.
Thank you.
Well, she said we. I mean, let her speak for herself.
I love you.
No, nice job today, Melissa Marquette. Coach, what'd you learn on the show today?
I didn't know that they had classes at Water Scuba Dog and Safety. That's that right?
Water Scuba
For
Safety.
10 years. I didn't know you did kids, so that's good to know.
Yep.
I don't think many people probably didn't even thought about that.
I'll tell you, man, it's definitely something that will make their world light up, man.
Because, our schools don't even have pools, so.
They don't?
No school in Montgomery County has a pool.
So we've got a couple of different pools that we hop around to.
Okay.
And there's one that's open in the wintertime. It's got a dome over it.
Oh,
The
okay, New
water's like
Providence.
90 degrees. It's
Yeah.
New
Right.
Providence, yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
So it's really, really nice and safe environment to learn in.
That's
I
what's
definitely
up.
passed that around. Never knew that.
Yeah, bring the kids. Bring
Yep.
the kids.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
Intern Shane, what'd you learn on the show today?
Well, I learned that I got a fan club over at Water Dog Scuba and Safety.
You're damn right they do. Telling you, go check it out. Do the posing. You know?
I'll definitely find the time to stop by there.
That'd be cool. Just walk in and be like,
Oh, we'll know right away. We'll know right away. Just walk in.
Yep, that's him. That's the guy.
nice job, Intern Shane. Nice job.
Crazy.
Sam, what'd you learn on the show today?
I learned we live in a crazy world, man.
Yeah.
I learned we live in a crazy world. I gained a little bit of inspiration here today.
Yeah.
Keep driving, you know?
That's it.
That's it.
The best is yet to come.
That's it. We got every day forward more, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Forget about it.
Forget about
Forget about it. Bay, what'd you learn on the show today?
Devoting.
Yeah, it's still cool. It's crazy. But hey, we'll see what happens. Constitutional process taking place. And hey, no matter what, just take it easy. Take it easy. Relax. Go scuba diving. Chill out. What did I learn on the show today? I learned that hey, I can go moon people, and it's okay now. in the state of Tennessee.
Don't bring your pants all the way down.
I'll make sure that the Franks and Beans, okay, stay outside of the bun. All right. All right. Well, have a great weekend. We'll see you in about a week. Taking off. I'm going to Jersey. Gonna have some best ofs. Can't wait to walk into Jersey stores with no mask. Be like, what? What's
the problem?
What? Don't you know the numbers? Death rate 99.99. Don't worry about it.
Just don't try that in New York State. You can get away with that in Jersey, but don't do that in New York State.
No, they're friggin' it's Jersey with the stupid lockdowns too.
I know, but
It's
New
crazy.
York, New York, even if they don't arrest you, they definitely gonna give you a fine. They gonna take your money.
I don't have ID on me.
Then you definitely get arrested. Now you're gonna spend more money.
I'm a veteran.
They don't care.
Playing the veteran card.
They're like, okay, show me the money now. You know, you walk into a New York State courtroom, you paying $225, innocent or guilty.
Sir, this ID looks like Benjamin Franklin. Yes, it does. They say I bear a striking resemblance to our founding father.
Right.
Hey, stay safe, stay healthy, boost your immune system, and don't forget to continue, just have a good time, party with a purpose, like we do here on the Joe Padula Show. Absolutely.
It's the Joe Padula Show. Bada bing. Clarksville's conversation.